Greetings and welcome to Magic with Tamala Farron. Today we're going to discuss that Lunasaw is right around the corner. And there are some people who tend to literally go over the top with headdresses and masks and all sorts of things. But if you're like me, I had a lot of kids. So there were different things that I did. I would braid grasses, long, tall grasses, and tie them so that they went around their head like this. And in the back, I would put ribbons. But one of the easiest and cheapest ways of dealing with the expense, if you will, is cutting some lovely grapevines. And realistically, I went outside. I've got grapevines all over my fence. I let them grow for as long as they can, and I make wreaths out of them. But I also make wreaths for heads. And it's not that hard. You just take one and you start putting it together and you bring it through and you keep winding it in and around like so. When you've got that one done, you take another. And I used to laugh because a lot of people, and I know a lot of people, who have sat there and went, oh, well, I want the most expensive this and the most expensive that. Well, I had 6 kids, and that was not going to happen. And if we did have stuff to make stuff, again, it was rare that it happened. So I would do whatever I could to make everyone feel a part of the ceremony, part of the gathering. And everyone got a headdress. The ones, like I said, I can remember one year I had made everybody a purple robe, right down to their ankles. Absolutely looked so adorable. And I made them all the braided grasses with the ribbons down the back. And they were so proud, so happy. Not a thought went into the fact that, Mom used, I didn't have a sewing machine at the time, so I made them all by hand. And I used the color of material that I had because I was given a bunch of purple material. So I made everybody purple. And it worked. And the kids never complained about anything. They were just, absolutely thrilled that Mom made this and never had a complaint whatsoever. And these are, like I said, really easy to make. You can make them thick, you can make them thin, whatever you want. And it only takes a few minutes. You can add flowers. You can add ribbons on the back. You can do pretty much anything you want. And it's real simple. It's not fancy, and it doesn't, if you don't have it in the backyard, go for a walk along the fences. You'll find them everywhere, especially like at factories. They'll have them growing along the fence like crazy. Just make sure you don't get any nightshade, at least for the hats. If you're going to use nightshade for your magic, that's one thing. But for the hats, no. But these are really simple to make. And this is a very thin, light one. So somebody who has, the ability to have migraines or just can't have a lot because their back hurts type thing or their neck hurts. It's really simple and it's really thin and it won't weigh anything on their head. You can make them really, really thick and put them on a table or an altar and put a candle in the center. And that's absolutely gorgeous. You can do all sorts of things with them. Grapevine wreaths you can hang on the door, put some mojo bags on it with protection, put some different talismans on it, and there you've made a protection for your home. Grapevines are amazing, and I cannot count how many times I went out and gathered them and brought them home, like dragging them like I was a kid, and made all kinds of things. Didn't cost me a dime, and like I said, all my kids appreciated it. They thought it was absolutely wonderful. It was fun. They never had any complaints. They enjoyed everything. If you don't want the leaves on it, take the leaves off of it, and then you can put whatever you want on it. I like it with the leaves. And when I'm done using it for whatever festival, it usually hangs on my altar until I make a new one. And like I said, I enjoy it. And in the fall, if you want to make a head wreath for, say, Yule, make it up, adorn it, and let it hang till Yule. And that's, like, costs nothing. And it looks beautiful. And you can add anything to it for whatever season you're doing. You can add for midsummer. You can add for Lunasa, Mabon. You can add all sorts of things. But have fun with it. And make it a family thing. Sit down at the dining room table and have a whole bunch of them. And teach your kids how to make their own. It is simple, it is easy, and like I said, it looks amazing. It doesn't take much, and they're fun. They are a lot of fun. You can literally do up a bunch of them in an hour in a night. And if you've got a coven coming over and you've got a bunch, have them come over a night before the gathering so they can make their own. And they can take them home and adorn them with whatever they want. So the next day, they've got something to place on their head and they can enjoy it as much as you did. It's a simple task and it doesn't cost anything. I still have a load of grapevines in the back. It doesn't even look like I cut anything, and I've got like 10 pieces that are like 6 feet long or more. It doesn't look like I cut anything. And they grow fast, and they're all out there. When my kids were little and I didn't have any in the backyard, I would go around, because we lived in a community that there were a lot of chain link fences around different companies and whatnot, and I would go around and I would just snip and pull and get them all down that I could, that I knew would be enough, and then I would drag them home. You can even use one to tie the others up so that it's easier to hold, and it doesn't cost anything. Isn't that wonderful? Like, it doesn't cost anything to be a witch. And a little creativity goes a long way. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you make some, let me know. Post some pics, or if you're on my Facebook, show it to me. Let me know what you did. I'd love to see them. I will show you mine for Lunasau when I've made it. But enjoy. And like I said, it doesn't take much. Just have some fun. Please share my videos. Please click and like and subscribe. Thank you for dropping by. I have a reading coming up for you. No problem. You take it easy. Have a good week.